What is it? What
Do
is
you have
it?
a monster
So,
Labounty? And
and
he
there
does.
it
He's
is.
good.
Oh my goodness. He has done it. He has done it. Donald J. Zalug comes in and seals the deal as
Oh my
Labounty
lord.
has double dipped the chip and doubled up on Ivan Rosito, the number one ranked player, and has secured victory and become your GOAT format champion. What a run. What is up, GOAT World? It is me, your boy JDZ, and I'm back at you again with another GOAT format video. A few weeks ago at this point, it's been quite a while, but the GOAT format championship number 19 has concluded, and with me today, I have the champion himself in the building as promised. It was a spectacular event. A lot of duelists came from all over the world. 232 participants showed up, and it was whittled down to one, none other than your SJC, FLC, obelisk winning, now GFC champion, Jonathan Labounty. Congratulations again to you for winning that event. And it was hard fought. You did very well. We got the opportunity to see you on the stream a bunch of times. Real quick, tell us how it feels to be the newest GOAT format champion.
Thank you very much for having me, JDZ.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
It feels incredible. It was an exciting moment, to tell the truth.
I love it, man. I love it, and it couldn't be more fitting to have one like I said. Like I said, you've had the opportunity to win so much in your illustrious dueling career, and it's only fitting to have a GFC title added to your crown. And out of all of the elite legendary type duelists. You know, we have the Chris Perovics, we have the Anthony Alvarados, we have the Del Bolitos, we have the John Wick, aka Ivan Flores. There hasn't been another duelist to have the pinnacle of all three of our major championship titles in the bag already. And you're the first one to secure that. So what is next for you? What's next for Jonathan Labounty? What are you trying to accomplish next?
First off, to have fun and worlds. The worlds is the last thing on my bucket list.
Okay, that so you call it now. He's trying to take the world title, become the world champion. That is the last title that the champion does not have. So real quick, tell us about this event, man. It was stacked, like I said, 232 people showed up to this thing, and it was everybody that you come to know and love, duels from all over the world, and you took this thing out. Tell me some of the preparation you did to get ready to jump into the GOAT format championship.
Well, I kind of went into it the same way as we went into the other one that was 265 or whatever it was. We knew the field was big. You couldn't prepare for all the decks. You wanted to play something you felt comfortable with, something that was going to give you playable cards. Like I didn't want to sit there with a dead hand.
Right.
And that's where the decision to play Warriors came from.
For all you viewing at home, all these decks are made available to you on the goatformat.com website. Make sure you get over there and check those out. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Champions deck right here. This is the deck that Jonathan Labounty took to GOAT Format Championship number 19. It is the patent pending Warrior strategy. Okay, I have seen this duelist. I've been watching this duelist play, and I noticed that this duelist did kind of step away from the Warrior strategy, kind of picking up some Turbo, kind of picking up some other decks. I know you mentioned before that you were done with playing Warriors, you retired playing Warriors, you didn't like the deck. Tell us about the choice of going back to the Warrior strategy for this big event, and why did you elect not to go play Turbo? We know you play Turbo at a high level. Why did you elect to not play Turbo throughout this event?
Well, I was planning on playing Turbo. The day before, I had Ivan's deck loaded up with the name GFC 19. I had faith in him as a deck builder, so I was just going to go in with his list. But like I said, the last big one, Warriors worked for us. Like we helped each other out last time. We ended up playing each other in the top 4 winner side or something like that. And he ended up beating me and winning the tournament. We wanted to have playable cards. We wanted to keep it not predictable, but still have playable cards, because we knew the early rounds we could literally see anything. I stayed up probably 4 or 5 in the morning, and probably at like 2 or 3 I was still on Turbo. Played a couple matches with Fancy Diesel, and he kind of killed me. So played a couple more with the Warriors, and he killed me again. So we started talking, and his thing was he thought I should play something that I felt comfortable with, something that I wasn't going to be grinding every match, every round, because that gets tiring really quick on a Saturday.
Right.
So I decided to go Warriors. Me and SDL shared each other's deck lists, and it just happened to be like 2 cards off.
Mm.
So I'm pretty sure he switched the Faith and put the Faith into his deck, and I stole the Spirit Reaper idea from him. Basically, played the same deck. I don't think he did well. So obviously, you still have to get the right matchup.
Right, right. I mean,
And
there
so
no one will ever say that it's all skill or it's all luck. There's always going to be a combination of each when you're playing the game that we play, and it takes a lot. You got to be your day. You got the right deck at the right time, and that's a huge aspect of it as well. But you got to do what you can to kind of mitigate the luck and kind of get your advantages where you can. So that's how you came about the construction of this deck. But you did mention that you have some interesting, unique tech choices in this deck. Just looking at it right away, I'm noticing some things that aren't standard when it comes to the warrior deck. You like to go with the 2 Kaiku instead of the 3. You elected to main deck the Magician of Faith. Tell us about some of those choices and how those perform for you in the main deck throughout this event.
honestly, this has kind of been my go-to list now for a while. I've been doing the Faith. I've been doing the 2 Kaikus. Not a fan of the 3rd Kaiku. The only thing that would probably be a little different is the 3 main Saku that I'm not used to doing. I decided to do that because of the big field. The Faith, obviously, as you've seen on stream, it was the MVP of the whole tournament.
Right.
You set it turn 1 against Turbo. First off, they think you're a noob because why are you setting turn 1 against Turbo? Then they knock it, thinking they have a live knock, and now they have no more Faith. And against some of these Turbo players, that's a huge advantage. Faith works in Warriors.
Right. Especially
I've had some teammates tell me that it shouldn't be there a lot of times, and
oh, it's not just your teammates.
It's
It's not just your teammates. I've heard a lot of people, especially in the comment sections and in the discords and all the different places. Make sure you guys join the discords. There are a lot of people like, hey, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. There's a lot of people naysaying the idea of having a Magician of Faith in the warrior deck. But you bring up a great point too, especially the way that these decks are constructed these days. It's always going to be the 2 Faith. It's always going to be the 3 Thunder Dragon. If you can get those Faiths out of the equation early, a couple Kaiku hits and their chaos is completely gone throughout the entire game.
Predictability.
So, yeah,
You want to go far in these tournaments? Be unpredictable.
I like
These
that.
people know your hand, know what you're gonna draw, know what's in your deck, know what you're gonna side deck. You're unpredictable. This is a 18-year-old format.
Right.
Cards aren't changing. The cards are not changing. People know what's going on. Predictability is a huge part of this format.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. And just looking at the deck, like I said, I've tried this deck. It seems very solid. It's very durable. It can do everything you need it to do. Tell me what you guys think about the Champ's main deck, about Magician of Faith, and having that access to that 1-star light monster in the main deck. But shifting over to the side deck, I noticed you got some interesting tech choices in here as well. Tell us about this side deck. Why'd you put it together this way, and how did it perform for you in this event?
4 cards really performed. The Mobius, the 2 Reapers, and the Faith. Like I said, the Reapers were to be a little unpredictable. I know I lose damage not bringing the Spies in instead, but I feel like discarding a card just means so much more. Kind of turns into like a warrior control list, where the Dawn, the Reapers, you're poking at that hand. You're going to get there eventually.
The thing I like about Spirit Reaper too, that a lot of people, I mean, some people don't like the card. I love Spirit Reaper. The thing I like about it is when you pat that guy down and he's attacking, something's got to happen. They're going to do something.
Yep.
Either they're going to play a card, they're going to lose a card from the field, or they're going to lose a card from the hand every single time. So it's just applying a tremendous amount of pressure onto your opponent in a lot of different ways.
That's what Warrior wants to do.
And that's what they want to do. So they're gonna, what are you gonna do? You're gonna waste your exile on the Spirit Reaper? Well, guess what? Now your Blade Knight is so much better. Your BLS is gonna be so much better because they're wasting real cards trying to just get this 300 dude off the field. They can't kill it with battle.
Especially when they're forced to Mirror Force it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to waste it. It's a really good card, and that's something that you all should think about. Trying to think about throwing Spirit Reaper into the warrior strategy. Maybe that can work out for you. So
I wouldn't even go Reaper. I would just stay unpredictable.
Yeah, be
your own idea.
Be unpredictable. Mix it and match it. Okay. But speaking of the deck, is there any cards that you wish you would have used? Now looking back on it, and now the tournament is in the rearview mirror, obviously you got the results that you wanted. Is there any card that you wish you would have had access to in the main deck or perhaps in the side deck if you could do this event again?
No.
No, just
Not really. I mean, I lost one match. It was against Ivan. It was a 50-50 coin flip. So I mean, I think the deck worked.
So tell us. Speaking of Ivan, go ahead. We spoiler alert. You did have to meet this duelist in the grand finals. Okay, you had to double him up in the losers bracket. Coming from the downside, coming up playing Ivan 2 times. Tell us about that duelist and how it is. If you don't know who Ivan Rosito is, he is our GOAT format #1 ranked player. He has been for quite some time now. He's very meticulous on his approach to the game. Very difficult to beat. He has a winning percentage of somewhere in the 70 percentile, and he's very hard to beat. But our champion here was able to do that in multiple times throughout this very same event in the grand final. So just tell us about that duelist and how it is to play Ivan and to defeat him. What are your secrets? What can you tell the GOAT world so they can do the same? They can duplicate your efforts.
Sadly, I can't give out that information.
Okay.
Because I need him to keep winning, and yeah, I might need him to keep winning in another tournament pretty soon. You know?
Okay.
But,
Announcements. Okay, we'll see.
He's excellent. He's what you've heard about him. He's a computer. It's hard to read him. It's hard to get him to misplay. I wouldn't be myself if I didn't mention the fact that I have now beaten him 4 out of 5 times. But
Oh man,
I love you, Ivan. Love you, Ivan. But yeah, he's an excellent player. He doesn't misplay. He's always going to be there, and then beating him 2 times is terrifying.
yeah. And you did have to do that. So tell us about just tell us real quick about your tournament experience. How did your day one go? How did your week of preparation? Because again, if you didn't know, all these VODs of the entire event was live streamed. All these VODs are available on this channel. I'll go ahead and link the description. I'll link those VODs here. So if you have time, make sure you go back and check out those in their entirety. There were some great duels that took place there. So tell us about your day one experience. There was a week-long break because we did have some dueling book issues, and then we came back the next week and finished the top cut of that event. So tell us about your day one, and then your day two, and then your reset.
Okay, I think I started off playing against somebody that was main decking Nimble.
Nimble Mamunga?
Yes.
That's GFC, man. That's GFC. That's
yeah. And I won game 1, and I know game 2 he like destroyed me out of nowhere. So I got out of that round. Round 2, I ended up playing a mirror. Won pretty easy. I think round 3, I played a Reason Gate deck, and yeah, I think they just drew really bad. Then I played indoors, where there was a chance for me to lose that game. I think game 3 he opened Graceful Duo and hit my Graceful with the Duo, and my hand wasn't too strong, but I ended up setting a Faith turn 1 of my turn, and the Faith got back Graceful and went right through that game 3.
Showing his value. You sacked my boy, man. You had to do it. I'm joking. Shout out to Indoors. Shout out to Indoors. He's a great player as well. GFC champion in his own right.
Yes, and I think that was the end of day 1. Because I think I played I think I waited and played day 2. We started day 2. Did we start day 2?
We started day 2. We did get it started.
Yes, I beat a turbo player, I believe. And then I ended up getting put against Fancy Diesel. Obviously he helped me test, and we knew the list, you know.
Right.
I beat him pretty bad. I drew the cards.
Yeah.
Then I got put up against Ivan and winner semi, and like I said, there was a 50-50 situation where I had a Donzalug out, and he had a Raigeki break and a Jar Greed. I dust tornadoed the Raigeki break, which he used, and then the Jar Greed drew into a Pot of Greed, which drew into the good stuff. So yeah. If I would have hit the Jar Greed, he would have been forced to Raigeki break. That's what I remember. He would have had to discard his Pot of Greed with Raigeki break to save it from Donzalug. That's how I lost that one. Then we had a week off. Could have probably prepped a little more than I did.
Mm. Yeah,
Put a couple hours
tell
with.
us about that, because that was a very interesting situation of something that doesn't come up too often, especially in these high level competitive Yu-Gi-Oh matches. The decks were released. There was a huge lag in the dueling book situation, so we had to pause it, and you came back. So you had a full week access with your opponent's list, with all your potential opponents' list. Tell us about that preparation. What you did do, what you could have done better. How did that go? Was that too much?
I had so much going on that week.
Mm.
Was definitely not too much time. I didn't put enough time in. My my boys did help me a few matches. Get ready for the OTK guy, which I got destroyed in. I
Yeah.
tested with Jazz for that, and Jazz, don't let him use that deck in the tournament. Obviously, he doesn't play too many tournaments, but
Right.
he's very good with that deck. Um, I played some for the Gia, but mainly I just looked at the list and got knowledge.
Mm.
Saw that 3 out of the 4 people that were left to play me, none of them main torrential tribute. I think 1 or 2 side decked it. Um, I knew I could beat that. I said to myself, looking at the list, there's not a list here I can't beat. Um, it kind of worked out for me because they weren't as heavy warrior game one.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you worry about Ivan being a good captain and teammate. I had to root for him, but it wouldn't have been the end of the world if he lost the winners finals and I only had to beat him 1 time.
Yeah.
Because going in 2 times is a little rough to your mind.
Right. That's
You
especially
know,
like I don't. That's a gauntlet, man. That is a gauntlet to just.
I to be honest, the 2 turbo players, I know the matchup. I know what's going on. Warrior versus turbo. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't gain too much knowledge from them, so I didn't even really pay any attention to Ivan's list for the week.
Man, that is tough. That is a tough run. Tough. You're there. You're in the winners grand finals. You gotta play Ivan Rosito, and you roll in there. And that first match, again, I saw this in the stream, and that first match, you go in there, you get that crazy draw. So I do have a replay here. I have a replay here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the replay. So we're gonna pull it up, and we're gonna just go through it really quickly and just show and just tell us what you think about it, some of your thought processes going through. So here we are at the replay. I got the champ with me in the building. This is going to be match number 1. Labounty has to beat Ivan 2 times in order to become the GFC champion. This is match number 1, game number 1. Okay, so I'm just going to play this in fast forward. We're going to go over it, and if the champ sees a play that he wants to talk about, we'll pause it and kind of talk about it a little bit, and then we're just going to keep doing it just like that. So make sure you tune in and let us know. Also, like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? You're still with us right now. All right, so here we go. Oh, this is a little too fast. Let me slow this thing down. That's way too fast. That thing came moving out of there. All right, so Ivan wins the dice roll and gets to go first. You know what I'm saying? Or he wins the rock paper scissors and gets to go first, and that always sucks when you have to see something like that. But you're about it. You're gonna get it down. So here we go. All right, DD Warrior Lady Summon Crash Deco. Pretty standard stuff, man. It's pretty standard stuff. So when you're playing Ivan, like, what are some of the things that you're thinking about? I know you don't want to give up too much information. Are you trying to just play the perfect game, or are you just are you trying to trick your
I'm
opponent
trying.
at all?
I'm trying to read him because
Okay.
he plays so well that sometimes you can kind of read certain things because he's only doing something because of a certain thing he has in his hand. I do message a few times in the chat because I know he wants to be rock solid. I want him in the chat.
Yeah.
Even if it's just thinking about what I'm writing.
Mm-hmm.
Here the dust tornado, right? I held the dust because 800 damage isn't much. The
Mm-hmm.
only advantage you get from this situation would be getting the Kaiku back on your turn and being able to swing when you're doing it. You don't want him to have knowledge. You don't want him to be able to set up a certain play or
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay, so the dust tornado, I held it, took the 800 damage, because you want to get the Kaiku back on your field on your turn.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want him to have knowledge of you having the card that's gonna get the Kaiku back. If I kept the level 2 off the graceful, I probably win this game in a turn or two from here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a 50-50 call. I felt safer with the torrential, so I kept the torrential. Here I exiled because we're 14, 15 cards into the deck, and I haven't seen a spy. That cost me a little bit. Use the dust, hit with the kaiku, strip the darks.
Yeah, I see what you're saying right now. So had you? Oh, I bet. So that's got to be like a
Yeah,
player,
right here is king.
a player like me. You know what I'm saying? This is like a tilting experience. You know what I'm saying? I tilt pretty hard. It's one of my major flaws in my own game. Like as a player, this will be a tilting experience because I see I got that level 2 that I had. Had I had that level 2 been in your hand right now, you'd be able to slice this Gravekeeper spy attacking with Kiko and just win right here. You know, so that's
I should have I should have kept the level 2.
yeah. I mean, it is what it is. So now you got to deal. You got to deal with this. You got to deal with this 5 minute setup on you. He says the book, says the serp. Go ahead. Now you got this blade. It's a little late, and he got the serpent doing its thing on you. Serpent, come back.
Now I
Oh,
know it's gonna be a wall.
now he's got a
Here
huge wall.
I feel like he got impatient
Mm-hmm.
in this situation. I not a normal play from him. I feel like unless he knew that there's can you see his graveyard?
Yeah, he's got. Oh, that's yours. I'm sorry. He's got.
Yeah, I very impatient play by him, not like him. He probably would look back at it and say he shouldn't have done this.
Hmm.
But I'm loving it. I'm loving the spies going to attack mode.
And then you bring the Kaiku down. Kaiku go ahead and hits more stuff out of the graveyard. And now we got the Knight of saying get him out of the graveyard area. Then why'd you bring the Blade Knight down there? Just asking. I'm curious about that.
Because he's at 700. He has 3 monsters.
Mm-hmm.
I know he has Sinister as one of them.
Mm.
You need as a warrior player, you want to have the monsters on board. So like if I draw a ninja when he has the 2 monsters, if I don't summon a blade there, I'm not gonna have a
Yep.
game shot.
You're not gonna have enough ass to push through the. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. So now he gets the BLS, which is dead. The Magician of Faith, again, you're still trying to peel through this wall. Now you got the Heavy Storm back. Storm it again. You're going to pay for it. Graceful Charity, now you can't pay for that. He's got the Dead Duo. Go ahead and pitch that.
Here I'm thinking he's Ivan. He just discarded a source. He has the Mirror Force face on, you know?
Yeah.
So I draw the Rhoda and I debate it. And I felt that I couldn't take the risk at this point. Because if it was forced, then I was just giving the game away.
Mm.
So I set it to try to act like I actually drew a Solemn or drew something that would help, at the same time waiting for the answer to his back row.
Got it. And it is the Ninja Grand. Now you got your answer. So you go ahead and Ninja go ahead and swings in, and it was not the Mirror Force.
No, it wasn't the Mirror Force. I kind of down one quick. Oh. I kind of messed that thought process up. Once he wing blasted to the back row, I should have realized, that it was ringing on Mirror Force, but I just, whatever the reason is.
Once that wing blaster revealed and he had the ring, he was like, this game's gonna be a draw. So
yeah, at this point it was gonna be a draw. But if I kept the level 2, I win that game 1. Okay. So I knew that in the back of my head.
So that's gotta be a little tilting experience. But it's going to the side deck in time. You got to shake it off. You got to break you got short term memory, and then now you're going to side. So side, you're probably going to bring in all the accoutrement to kind of go into this next match.
Against Ivan, I only brought in 1 Reaper, not both, just because I knew he knew what my game plan was, and I knew I had to keep him on his guessing a little bit.
Never be predictable. Be unpredictable.
Yes, that's the biggest part of Go format. Unpredictability will win you games.
And he got to go first again, which is no good for him, bad for you. Rotor for Blade, love it. Okay. I'm gonna set up the Zinger. Zinger gets MST. I was not gonna get the Zing happening. Flip the Faith, get MST back, and punch in for 300. We're going pod up one time, get 2.
Here I know the MST's down. I didn't want him to get cute and set a heavy. With me thinking it was MST and set my hand at that point for in the heavy and me just have to Solomon. So I end up setting 1, and
okay,
you'll see what happens next turn.
Oh no! Oh no, I think I remember this from the stream too. This is so bad. This is so bad. Oh
When you're
no.
thinking about what to discard and your opponent says,
Don't worry
"Don't
about it.
worry, it doesn't matter."
Uh,
That definitely made me feel some type of way, you know. Like, oh, okay, well, I threw game one, game two. This is what's going on. I got to beat this kid 4 times now, you know, out of 5 duels, you know.
that's nuts, man. Okay, so now Sork's on. I mean, this is basically coffins right here. There's really
There's
not
nothing
much.
I can do.
Yeah, that's nothing you
Here
could do.
I debated Solemn Dasuki
Yeah.
just in case I was able to draw the snatch, but I probably should have Solemn Dasuki.
All right, so now you're going into game three, or excuse me, this is your game. What is this? This is if you got to win two now here. If you
Yes,
lose
this is
this,
game three.
if you lose this game, the whole entire tournament is over. If you win this, you continue to play on, and then you got to play a whole nother match. So your back's completely against the wall right now.
Yeah, I was down. This game I was down.
All right, so he comes out, breaks the zing again, never fall into the effects of zing zing who. The breaker is up on you.
Maybe it was a little bit of tilt, but I was 100% swinging with this breaker. The better play probably is to break and just hit head on. I,
Yeah.
I was going out swinging.
And I think he knew that, and that's why he had to go ahead and play the solemn judgment
Still
right away.
risky though. I don't know.
We'll see
Still
how
risky play.
it shakes out for the. We'll see how it shakes out for Ivan. Ivan's already a GFC champ. We never mentioned that Ivan is already a GFC champ in his own right, trying to become a two-time GFC champion, which is a very very difficult thing to do as well. So he's very close. He's got to be feeling it right now. Hit the MST. MST is going to hit the Saku. Nobleman is going to come out, hit the Dekoichi. DD Warrior Lady in defense position. Okay, deciding not to banish, which is probably
Here
correct.
the second I drew the BLS, I knew it was over. I took one little peek into my graveyard, make sure the dark was there.
Oh, I love this play. I love this play. All right, so he's got the Exile Force. Some people might think, oh, Exile Force is set. Nah. Let's see what the champ does. The champ is going to go ahead and do the Mind Con. We're going to take the Gravekeeper Spy. As you know, the Gravekeeper Spy, sometimes it's a neg, because you don't have spies in your deck. No big deal. It doesn't matter. Just move that spy out of the way.
It doesn't matter.
Just so you can Exile Force your own DD Warrior Lady, and then one light, one dark, bring out the BLS and end the duel right there.
He 100% had that game too.
Probably.
Yeah, he had that game.
Hey, what could he have done?
Oh.
What should he have done there? I know he probably could have brought the Sork out in some capacity right there.
I know afterwards he did tell me that he debated sacking for the T-Dragon and removing the DD Warrior Lady.
Yeah. And that will cut you off of lights. I mean, you can come back in and exile.
He wins. Yeah. If he does that.
Well, you can exile the Sork and pray, but I mean, I think it's just bad news. It's just bad news for you.
Yeah.
All right, so now you got to be feeling a little revitalized. You know what I'm saying? You got the win. You kind of snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, and now you're going into and you're in Browntown over here again. Oh my goodness, a warrior player, you don't want to be here. You don't want to be here sitting here with 6 mons.
The one time you do want to be there is when you're looking at a BLS ring tribe, though. I will say.
Okay, yeah, BLS ring tribe.
That made it look a little better in my mind.
But man, it's still Browntown. You don't. Well, yeah, BLS ring tribe will get you there. That'll get you there.
Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna pot. Blade's gonna come in, hit the spy. Okay, spy gets spy.
So always a spy game 3 turn 1. Just always there.
And now you get to knock a little too late.
In my head, after what happened game 1 and 2 and 3, I was going for it. I wasn't waiting any longer. If he had the cards, he had the cards. Like
extra aggro mode.
Does. Yes, This is what Warriors does.
Full aggro assault. Okay, so now a big hit of damage. Hit the ring, and we're gonna discard for Warrior. Get back the Gravekeeper Spy. We're gonna crash our tribes together. Bring out the light monster to come in and blast in. So he's got to know what you're trying to accomplish here with this light monster right now. He's got to know that
it's not necessarily.
He's got to know. Maybe not though. Maybe not. So your BLS is online, ready to rock. That's got to be feeling kind of good for you.
Yeah, it's not looking very good right there.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got the TT off too. Oh man, how did you pull this off?
That It just might have been a little tilt too.
You know, bring down that BLS right
After
there.
Exile,
Yeah, Exile hit the Serpent and then slam the
yeah,
BLS to a TT. That's got to be a tilting experience. You're still against the ropes right now. Ivan's against. He's got to be feeling great. And he's got this spy just set up, ready to go.
Faith.
All right, set the faith. Oh, what a great Magician of Faith. And you get the TT, and you get the Cert, and you get the Pie. Oh, what a great one. Heavy Storm.
Faith is a good card. That was a pretty good draw in the sequence there. You know.
That was a nice Magician of Faith. Showing its value in the deck. You know, Faith might belong in warrior decks. Think about it at home, children. Think about it. All right into the trap dust shoot. You actually got Ivan
Now, as soon
into the trap dust
as soon
shoot.
as he made that thought, I knew the mystical was there. And then right here, when I draw the breaker, I said out loud, "Oh, I drew it." Like, to myself, you know. Oh, I drew it. Okay, let's start this over.
And that you're a little breaker instead of a little bounty. You know, that's why if you didn't know, that's where that came from. That was a good breaker, man. So now, how you feeling? How you feeling now? So now you've managed to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, and you managed to reset the bracket. And now, how are you feeling going into the reset?
I'm feeling pretty confident.
On top of the world. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I'm feeling pretty confident at this point.
And you get to go first this time.
The faith. I knew setting the faith turn 1 here was gonna mess with him. I knew if he didn't want to knock it because you obviously want your faiths.
Mm-hmm.
He's guessing at what I have face down. Could be an MST, could be book. You know, one of those are down because he knows this is faith. He knows me. He knows I'm not setting the Don because of the knock. He knows I'm not setting the Warrior Lady. He 100% knows that this is Magician of Faith.
Okay.
No other options in the deck.
Mind games. Look at this.
And he
mind
decides to summon the Deco. Which if he said it, he probably would have. It probably would have worked better, but he doesn't know my cards, you know. So.
Right. So you're infiltrating his mind a little bit. Now this Don's got free reign to just kind of go crazy on the hand, but he does have some great quality discards in the hand. He's got and you hit the one.
I had a great quality.
you hit the one. He's got that's got to be some tilt. I don't know if Ivan's even capable of tilt, but he's got the Thunder Dragons and he's got the Knight of Salem. That would have just been a great card to.
Every other card was basically dead in his hand.
Yeah, every other card was better.
No spells in the graveyard.
Every other card was great except for that. So that's gotta suck. That's gotta suck. So you bring out another train to kind of run over the Faith, get the Rhoda, and then Rhoda for Blade. Blade at $2,000. Just slap the train right in the head, and then Don gets another rip. Let's see what he gets this time.
I think I had a Thunder Dragon.
Don grabs the dragon. Okay.
Which I'm fine at that point.
Oh, now you're just cruising. Now you're just cruising. Now you're just grooving. You got the knock. This is a terrible spot for the turbo players where you don't want to be.
I feel bad for Ivan right here.
And he got double solemn.
Because he knows I have Solemn Zone.
Several, and he hit the one that wasn't solemn. We're just gonna go ahead and end that duel. So now Ivan's back is against the wall. He's got to get a dub here if he wants to.
And then I'm looking at my hand and I'm like, oh, this is probably the best hand I've drawn this whole time.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I've been against the wall this whole time. Now game 2 up 1-0. I'm gonna draw one of the better hands.
All right, getting the pot, slamming the pot. MST is gonna come out, okay, and they're gonna go right into the spy again. So now he did set up the spies on you. No level 2, no nobleman, and then you go to Heavy Storm. He got 4,000 or 3,800 out of you, and then Snatch Steal, and he went for it.
Big one.
Oh,
this was another big one. I know he thought for a little while on this one, and I don't know why he went for it because I saw him the heavy, you know, like the only other thing it could be is torrential maybe, but he decided to go for it. And as soon as he flipped those spies, once again, in my right here, looking like this right here, like he messed up. He messed up before he even got to the battle phase. I knew it was it was right there. This was the game to win the GFC.
I mean, if he'd have showed a little bit of patience, maybe that could have gone different. But
absolutely.
But I think maybe tilt is real. Maybe tilt is a thing. He put you had to have had it, or the game was just over.
Looking at it, it's one card. I have the force. I have it. If I don't, then
you lose.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so
and you just so happen to have it. So that's, I mean, that's just how it is. So it's still
that's
not
how
over.
Yu-Gi-Oh works.
He comes out, hits the mirror force,
So
hits the
now
knife
I'm like,
field.
okay, I thought about it for a while. Like, I'm not even gonna set any of these. Not gonna mess with him. Then the graceful comes out.
Oh,
I'm like,
heavy Dawn.
now he didn't set the trench or the deco because he was scared of me topping a blade or a rota. You know, with the torrential face down.
Mm-hmm.
That ended up helping me.
Oh man, now Don, did you? Now we were talking about this too when we were in the booth doing the commentary, Maskins and myself. We were talking about, did you ever contemplate milling here at any point with this Don? This
I've
Don was
I've
going crazy.
actually I've actually said this to Ivan before. The card's always going to be on top of his deck, you know. So it's like
Yeah.
you debate it, but the fear of hitting the sinister was a little too much.
Okay.
But I did debate it. I did debate it.
I think I would. I don't know. Maybe I had to mill. Maybe I mill. I don't know. But still, I mean, it worked out because now he's got the breaker. Uh, MST hit the solemn. Breaker's gonna
Yeah,
come down,
he's
hit the
Ivan.
Saku,
He knows
and then
exactly where everything is.
he got you there. Okay.
Here, I held the snatch. I knew that it all had to work together.
Oh man, that was good. And he hits the tribe. Okay, he doesn't summon it. He just takes the dead,
Faith.
cleans it up.
Oh, I knew once I drew that faith. I was like, oh, he has no answer for it.
Oh, this faith's gonna
I
be the
knew I
strongest
knew
faith.
right now he had no answer for that faith.
All right. And then the lamest upstart you can get into, the lamest solemn judgment you can get into, the magician of faith. And then there you have it. You win the title. You become the GFC champion. And again, man, huge mega congratulations to you and everything that you've accomplished in this game over a lifetime of work. So many accolades, I can't name them all, but and there's so many more to accomplish. Your nemesis, your arch rival and good friend Anthony Alvarado has already made his intentions known that he's going to try to become this year's Player of the Year. Is that something that you are also striving to do? And I know you don't get the chance to play as much, but is that still something that you want to add to your impressive collection of titles to solidify your legacy even more as a Yu-Gi-Oh player?
It would be nice. Maybe I'll call up the newspaper like Adam did. Um, but I doubt that it would ever happen. Between work and life, Saturdays just usually don't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the majority of the bigger tournaments. Traveling to these in real life tournaments, I'll make one or two of them, but not something I'm going to be doing on a regular.
Okay.
So just by default, I don't think there's much of a chance unless I literally just sweep the majors, you know,
Yeah. Okay.
which I'll go for. I'll go
Yeah.
for.
Thank you so much for taking the time to do this, man. I know we had some serious scheduling conflicts, but we finally made it happen. So again, everyone, if you see the champion around the Discord, make sure you say congratulations and pick his brain. He's always a wealth of knowledge, and he's willing to share that stuff if you just simply ask and do it in a correct manner. Champ, is there anything else you got to say? Make sure you let everybody know where your wife streams at. That was so cool seeing your wife and all her stream supporters coming into our stream, supporting you throughout that entire stream. I thought that was really cool. So make sure you let us know how we can find that, how we can find you, and is there anything else you want to give, any more special shout outs you want to give before you wrap this thing on up?
Yeah. Um, yeah, it was cool. Her community followed me and throughout most of the tournament. It was cool to see that happen. 0_O Bounty on Twitch. Yeah, she streams a few times a week.
Okay.
I do need to say thanks to Team Rampage, the people that are there all the time testing with me and helping me in events. If I don't thank Moxies for being Moxies, he'd probably kill me. Thanks to Wick, who I know is going through stuff right now. I think that's about it.
Right on.
Not much else.
Right on, man. Right on, champ. Okay. Well, this was dope, man. Thank again. This I know this was a hassle to put together. They don't know all about behind the scenes issues that went down with the creation of this, but man, hey, thanks a lot. It means so much to me, specifically for you coming by doing this. We gotta do more. We need some more coaching corner. We need some more Labounty in Goat World. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you want to do more stuff, make sure you reach out to me and let me know so we can make that happen. And also, thank you all for watching. Make sure you guys get into the likes and comments and all that
I'm
stuff.
sorry,
As well.
1 second.
Yeah.
Thank you to my beautiful wife for allowing me to play these tournaments without issue and being Valentine's Day and everything. So
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. Thank you so much. That is true. Shout out to all the spouses out there too.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
We'll edit that in. We'll edit. All right, perfect. All right, brother. Hey man, thanks a lot, John. I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you very much.
All right. So that was Jonathan Labounty, your new GFC 19 champion. FLC champion, GFC champion, Shonen Jump champion. He's got them all now. So tell me what you think about that interview. Tell me what you think about that deck. Tell me what you think about GOAT format in general and Magician of Faith and Warriors. Also, there is going to be an FLC on Saturday, February the 18th. It's going to be another major crowning event. Duels from all over the world are going to attend that event as well. If you have time, make sure you swing by the format library and check that out. It's going to be a very cool thing. Also, the GOAT Format War League is turning 1 year old. So to celebrate that, on Sunday, February the 19th, we're going to have a invitational type tournament for the GOAT Format War League. I will be streaming that event on Sunday, February the 19th. So if you are bored and you want to come by, check it out and share that 1 year anniversary with us at the GOAT Format War League. So with that, that's all I have currently. I am JDZ. I play goats. Until the next time, shout out to the real ones. Salute to the OGs. Definitely just had an OG on the program. Until the next time, peace.
This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.